Good morning, everyone. My name's Ammon, and today's the day of Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights opening night. I'm a big Halloween fan. As you can see, I've got the Jack-o'-lantern shirt. Driving out of Tampa, so it's going to be an hour and a half, 2 hour drive, depending on traffic and weather. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. But I'm very hyped. Just being a part of opening night is so fun because the energy with the crowd is so palpable and you can feel it in the air. So we're gonna, take the venture out into the fog. So we'll see you there. Alright, so I'm on the road heading over to Orlando, and the traffic's not been too bad. But yeah, we're getting rain, a little bit of rain as expected, but we're prepared because we have a rain jacket and an umbrella. Just so you know, I have a Rush of Fear pass, which allows me to get into the park, into Horror Nights, first month, so all of September, which is cool because it gives you like, I don't know, maybe 18 days roughly to see everything. I'm gonna try to go for like maybe 10. I don't know, we'll see. I might go back to back this time around. But one thing about doing the frequent fear pass or the Rush of Fear or whatever multiple day pass you choose, you may want to consider getting an annual pass. And I say that because it's advantageous for you to get into the park as soon as you can. And being that it's 2:30 now, and I probably won't get to the park in like around the park 3:34. There's going to be a crowd, and I want to say that having that annual pass will allow me into certain areas that will make it easier for me to kind of maneuver around all that. So that being said, you also have an opportunity to, go ahead and hang out and see all the rides. Which, hey, Universal's awesome. I love it. I've been going to Universal Studios my whole life. I used to work there. My summer before my senior year of high school, I worked with Color Vision, and it was awesome. I did all the rides after work. And, it's just a great place to be. And it's been a while. I don't know how long it's been. I want to say it's definitely been over a year. So I'm excited. I'm hyped. This is Horror Nights, and we're doing it. I'm really excited to see what they're doing with their icons called Sinister and Surreal. It's like two demonic entities and their sisters, so we'll see how that looks. But yeah, hey, we'll see how things go. We've got a long night ahead of us, and we'll see you in the fog. We're here, and we're gonna step into the fog any second now. But we actually got a little bit of time, but in the meantime, yes, we're gonna head into Universal and just check out the park and see where we can hang out until the time being. Right now it's a little warm. As you can see, I'm a little sweaty, but that's because I was rushing over from security trying to beat the crowd, which Doesn't look too dense right now, but I assume once we get closer to the gate, we'll start to see it. All right, here we go. How many times have you been to Horror Night so far?
This is the 4 years I come in. The first day I come in like the 2 nights only and double check how is it work and everything. And I have like 2 years by the frequent fair pass and coming like 2 or 3 nights every week. They change everything and it's just really amazing.
Okay. Hey, so could you talk about what you were mentioning before with how you have the whole ultimatum to choose between seeing the ceremony and having to be able to get ahead for those houses?
Yeah, I think like the 2 years ago, if you come in early, you have the option to stay directly to the gate and you're the first group of persons going. But like 1 years ago, something like that, they changed everything and they call it like random people selection, but it's not that randomly. It's supposed to be like the guest premier or something like that. It's only as like a 10, 20 persons. 5 minutes before the ceremony starts, they put it in front of the gate and they have the really better views. So it's a little bit sad, like if you come really early, like 2 or 3 hours, and you lost your time. But if you get really good views, you can stay behind the sign. But when the gates open, you got to walk to the other side to try to go in, and probably you get a little late to the houses.
So you asked me, okay, so let me ask you then, because I see you waiting here. Do you prefer seeing the ceremony over catching some of those houses, and why?
You talking about the houses or the ceremony?
Why do you choose the ceremony over the houses?
I think should be fine. They change every year. They do a different history. So if you really like the vibes to the people's coming, and Orlando compared to Hollywood is open like a week early and they have like 2 or 3 houses more. So you for that the people really like to stand here really early.
Oh yeah, definitely. Which is an advantage for us. So thank you. I love the fan. That feels so great. It's so humid, as you can see. I'm probably sweating crazy. I love how you dress. I love the fangs.
Yeah,
I think
man.
I see your eyes.
Yeah, they have.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I do dress up sometimes. I know they have a dress
awesome.
code and something like that, but if you do makeup
I love
or something
it.
like that, it doesn't matter.
Sorry, I love it.
Thank you so much.
But yeah. Thank you. All right, guys. Yeah. So I'm over in Mel's Diner. Originally the plan was to wait out for the gates to open up, but apparently they've got a whole spot reserved for people who are staying on the property. So it's either see the opening ceremony or jump into some of the houses earlier than most folks, staying in the park. So I think because of how hot it is, there's no way I was going to stay out in that heat. I'm enjoying a nice chicken salad, which is delicious in the cool AC as I get ready to enjoy the night. You can see behind me is the horror makeup show, which is where I believe you still check in for your RIP tours. I did a video on that, which was a wonderful experience. But I think doing it this way, doing it more often than everything all at once, will give me a different appreciation of the event. Right now it's so hot that I'm going to try to minimize the amount of time that I stay outside prior to the event. But gosh, I really hope it cools down, because this Florida humidity is not joking. But you're going to start to see some of the things coming out, and that transition from Universal Studios to Halloween Horror Nights. Sorry about the noise, the background noise. We're in Mel's Diner. People got to eat, myself included. They have a Stay and Scream line stretching out from. Looks like Jimmy Fallon all the way back to past the how do you say that? The Peacock Cafe, the NBC Cafe. And I told you, this is not something that wasn't going to be expected. You had the opening night. It's a Friday night, mind you, and it's as crowded as you could never even imagine. Universal Studios, of course, doesn't disappoint, but it's insane. It's insanity. But we're here for the Stay and Scream. Here we go. The Stay and Scream. I'm glad to say that if you have the promotional Florida resident rest of the year pass, then you're able to gain access to the Stay and Scream experience, which puts you ahead of most of the crowd. We hope. But you're still gonna be swamped with the crowd. There is so many people. Look at this. It's never ending. But hopefully this allows us to get a little bit ahead. We're gonna see here. Right now we're walking. I'm just following the crowd. So maybe pick up the speed, because it doesn't seem like there's just one set order or place to go. So that's what I think I'm about to do. Is just pick up this pace and try to bypass as many people as I can. Because that's a smart thing to do.
This line is just Insidious and Ghostbusters. It follows down and around to end up down that way in that corner.
What about this line right here?
It's the same line.
Ghostbusters?
It's, Insidious and Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay. So it's not like you go back to back, right?
No. It'll, once they get up to the front down there, in front of the blue building, that's where they'll have them split and decide which house they're going to.
Okay. All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hey guys, so we're heading over to Insidious, right?
Yep.
I've got Seth here, who just met in line, but you're telling me that you actually were a scare actor back in 2019?
Yep.
So what could you tell me a little bit about some of your experiences doing all that?
It's really fun. It is a lot of work though, because back when I did it, it was 10-hour shifts, 5 days a week. So you're working 50-hour work weeks. And it's all the way to 2 a.m. It's brutal, but it's a lot of fun. I didn't get to wear a mask, so whenever I scared people, I had to keep a straight face, and it's harder than you think, especially when they scream.
I have a question.
Yeah.
And maybe because you can provide some clarity, is it better to come in the beginning of the event when everything's all fresh and ready to go, or is it fine to just wait towards the end? Because
Honestly, I would recommend waiting until October, just because there's the pass just under frequent fear. I think it's Rush of Fear, and that only goes for September. And then once that runs out, those people can't come anymore unless they upgrade, which I have a feeling they're going to stop selling frequent fear soon. So once October hits, I have a feeling those crowd those crowd levels are going to go way down.
Well, we hope so. But well, I was actually talking about, you know, how much work it takes to being put into being a scare actor. You know.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely, you got to go a lot harder in the beginning for sure, and then you just kind of fall into a rhythm once you get through it into October.
Right, and yeah, I mean, I think you know, it's a give and take. You know, everybody's better set into their roles after a while.
Yep.
So, what was your? Could you talk about what you did as a scare actor?
Yeah, 100%. I played Jim Hopper in Stranger Things, and I was like 19 years old at the time, playing a 40-something-year-old man, just because I look older than my age.
Did you have fun doing it?
100%. It's very hot. Like the house I was in did not have great AC, so I was sweating, popping out at these people just like wet. So I hope they didn't notice.
You got to do something about that. Put some AC vents in or something.
Yeah, because they are gonna drop, and they do stress that you need to be drinking water. They have you stretch, but it only does so much. You got to make sure you're doing the rest of it.
Yeah, they got to do something like give you guys little fans or something. But okay, well, you know, I think it's cool to have that. It's a different perspective as a scare actor when you go to these events.
Yeah, I came to realize it's a bunch of theater kids that grew up. So there's really nothing to be scared of. They're not going to hurt you. If you imagine the gooberiest theater kid you can imagine, they're in one of these houses. I promise you.
Well, don't tell them that. You know, they still have something to be afraid of.
Oh, yeah.
You should be very afraid.
Be scared. They are method actors. Be scared. Yeah.
Well, within these method actors lurks evil intentions.
Yeah.
And that's what, you know, Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights is all about, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They tell you to be as scary as you can, and you have to. You have to be.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience. I don't think I meet many people who've been a scare actor before.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's, you know, I think a good reason why we should appreciate. I need to flip this over.
Yeah, you're
because
fine.
this is a good reason why we should appreciate our scare actors.
Absolutely, because they are putting in that work and they do it because they love the craft. If I found through the event that wasn't my thing, I'm not going to be doing that year after year. It's very hard. But when they find that they love it, they put their whole hearts in it. So make sure they're appreciated. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Of course.
All right, so I'm about to head into my first house, Insidious. So here we go. I'm gonna let you guys know what it was like after this.
Go to hell!
Jumped out and grabbed you one time and scared the fuck out of you. Yeah, the red door was really cool. It was gigantic. And then A Quiet Place was really cool. We all did a really good job at staying silent.
More visual.
Yeah, it's definitely a visual house.
What do you mean by that?
Like, it's not as scary, I don't think, but the
not
sets
for
are
the
beautiful.
scares.
The sets are fantastic.
Yeah, sets, the puppets that they used, like they were huge.
We kept quiet the whole time. I was very proud of that.
I made a noise. I
You
would
made
have
one noise. You would have died. But
So you're giving Quiet Place a 3 or 4 on the scary meter.
On a scary
not a scary
meter.
meter, but like in terms of set design, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, the set was beautiful.
Okay, and then what about Insidious?
10 for both scariness
my
and
God,
sets.
yeah.
There were some points of Insidious where I was walking blind into nothing and hoping for the best.
All right, so it is 12:30 right now, and I've done a total of 5 houses. So we've got 2 hours left of the event tonight. And just to follow up on, you know, what's been going on, the past 3 houses have been at minimum an hour long wait. And I would even go to say that the Bloodline house, it was a long line, and I don't think it was just an hour long wait. Maybe an hour and a half, close to 2. I think for me, it's the energy. So the rain wasn't here, but it was replaced heavily with the humidity. And I think that definitely drew the energy out of everybody. Not, you could feel it, you could see it in everybody's faces. So it is 12, but it feels so much later. I'm gonna make it through, up until the end of the night at 2, but I think I'm gonna spend most of my time just checking out the scare zones, because just waiting another hour or even 45 minutes just isn't gonna do it for me. I think if the lines go down to 30 minutes, I'll do that. But I do expect things to kind of dissipate towards when we get towards the end. So keep in mind, that's probably a good time to start checking out houses. I'm just gonna stay here to get some footage and whatnot, but hey, Horror Nights, we're in the season. This is it. Halloween Horror Nights is here. I'm gonna be here just for September, for the month of September, with that Rush of Fear pass. So I'm gonna give you as much content as I can within these next few weeks. Blumhouse did a great job with everyone that they've included into that scare zone. So way to go there, and we'll wait for what my favorite house is. So until I go through all of them. I've been through 5 so far. I think I've got one in mind, but I'm gonna wait till I get through all 10 to give you my opinion. So stay tuned for that, and I'll catch up with you guys later. So now I'm towards the front of the park, and I'm actually here at the Universal Studios store, looking at all the cool merchandising that they have. And you can't come to Universal Studios without looking at all the cool t-shirts that they have available. I'm looking at getting my own at some point during the season, but it's been really cool to see all the unique styles that they have here so far, and everybody repping them. As you can see, I got the jack-o'-lantern, but I still want to have something that says Halloween Horror Nights 2024 or 33 or something. So I think I'm going to call it a night and end it here. But folks, I appreciate you riding with me. It's been a long night. It's been a long night. Long day, matter of fact, but I am so ready to crash. And until next time, you guys be good, and I'll see you in the fog.